Welcome back to the Wicky Wacky radio show. I am your host, Reid.
And I'm Frank, I think.
You certainly are. And it is a whole new month. It is the month of March.
That's right.
Yes, and, just like last year, we had a special episode in honor of Women's History Month. And we're going to do that again today. But this time, Frank's here, because last year he wasn't here for that episode. And we're going to do something we usually like to do for fun stuff like this. We're going to play a trivia game.
A little bit of trivia. We still haven't figured out what we're playing for. Are we going to make a donation to breast cancers or something?
We could do that. Why not?
Loser makes a small donation?
Sure. We can do that. Are you going to keep track of the score?
I guess we can. Yeah, let me grab a pen.
All right, this decision is being made live on air, folks.
We just decided that.
Right now. But we're playing trivia, and to make it kind of fun.
And that's a good cause. Breast cancer awareness. Wear the pink ribbon.
Yes.
You'll have to wear the ribbon. You must wear the ribbon.
Frank is going to be asking me some trivia about women in literature, and I'll be asking Frank trivia about women in the sciences to kind of give it, categories that interest us both. So it kind of evens it out in a way.
Yeah. And, these are famous names. They've won Nobel Prizes, or they've won, Pulitzer Prizes, whatever. They're very well known. Maybe you've had to read, like for me, I'm going to be reading famous female authors. And so maybe you've had to read some of these in school. Or like with Reid's, maybe you had to learn about them in your science classes.
That's
history.
Right. And it might be a long one, folks, so grab a seat, maybe some popcorn or some snacks, and a drink.
Or maybe a cup of coffee.
Oh, yes. Yes, coffee, because of course we thought we have a special sponsor for this episode. Frank, tell them who it is.
Hang on, I have to check the email here real fast. I don't have it pulled up.
Okay.
Just 1 second here. Here we go. Ready? That's right. Today's episode is brought to you by Rise and Grind Coffee. And just for this month, newly released and freshly ground, their Suffrage Blend, a medium roast coffee sourced from women-owned farms with notes of caramel and cocoa. The proceeds support literacy programs. Isn't that neat?
Yeah, it's quite fitting.
So that's right. Get a cup of Rise and Grind, their Suffrage Blend today, and you can sit there and sip on it as
That's
we
right.
talk about.
We're about to give it a taster right now.
That is good. There's nothing like that.
I definitely taste those notes of cocoa.
Yes, there's nothing like the taste of coffee for women's history.
Yeah, especially, for that literacy program, I bet they will be reading some of the authors that you're probably going to quiz me on today.
That's right. So let's see. In the idea of a quiz, could you tell me whose notable works include The Long Winter, Farmer Boy, and Little House on the Prairie?
Oh, goodness. Little House on the Prairie, I definitely recognize. I don't know her name.
Yeah, we had to read it in school.
What is her name?
I lied to the teacher, though, and said that I'd already read it, so I got to read, something else instead.
Oh, goodness.
She was born in 1867 in Wisconsin.
Gosh. Something Anderson.
No.
Sarah.
Sarah Anderson? Pretty close.
Is Sarah right?
No, not at all. None of it's close.
Lisa McBeal.
Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Oh, of course. I definitely recognize her name now that you say it.
Yep, Little House on the Prairie.
Oh,
Which they made into like a TV show and a cartoon show.
Yeah,
wasn't
the
it?
Hallmark channel.
It was a big deal.
Yeah, I definitely
That
know the name.
Early pioneer life.
Right? Yep. Which is making a comeback.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
I guess what goes around comes around.
Right? All right. Well, for your first one here, goodness. I think I'm going to have to give you the lady's name, and you try to guess what she's famous for, because I'm not sure if you would be able to guess this person's name.
All right.
All right. Patricia Bath is the lady's name.
Patricia Bath.
Yep.
Which, it's obvious, isn't it? It's too obvious.
It's too obvious?
She invented the tub.
Would you like... I'm willing to give you a clue.
Okay. I'll take the clue.
All right. It is related to the eyes.
She discovered the aqueous humor. Wait a minute. What year would this have happened?
It was.
1953?
I do not have the year.
Oh.
If I had to guess a year, probably post 1950.
Something to do with REM sleep or something?
Nope. Would you like to know?
Yep, I would.
She was an ophthalmologist and inventor who pioneered laser cataract surgery.
Oh.
Oh. The laser Paco. Is that how you say that?
I don't know.
Her invention of, it's a PHACO probe. Laser Paco probe.
Well, how about that?
Yeah. I thought that was a good pick. I like ophthalmologists. They're cool.
All right, let's see. This one, let's see how well you could do on this. This female author was born in Mississippi in 1909. She was a Southern writer. Her pieces depict small-town life in the mid-20th century. And her notable works include The Optimist's Daughter, Delta Wedding, and the collected stories of Eudora Welty.
Oh, goodness. Not a clue. Catherine Thompson. Ah, my eye! What was that?
That wasn't your eye.
It totally was.
It hit your eye?
Yeah.
Poke your eye out.
Yeah.
Eleanor Roosevelt says hi.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah.
That's who it was?
Yeah, Chad told me to throw that at you and say that Eleanor Roosevelt said hi.
What does that mean? That didn't work. Catherine Roosevelt. I don't know. I'm just taking it as some clue that's not a clue at all.
No. Who wrote the collected stories of Eudora Welty?
Is it the same question?
It's part of the same question.
I have no idea.
Well, it was Eudora Welty.
Oh.
Somebody just made a collection of all her stories.
Oh.
So that's her name. It was in the clue. I wanted to see how you do with that.
Nope, I didn't get that. I'm 0 for 2. Goodness.
What a bang up bang up job we're doing here.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll go to your next. My next question for you.
All right, bring it on. Love
All
trivia.
right. Who developed X-ray crystallography techniques to determine the structure of important biochemical substances and was awarded the Nobel Prize in chemistry? Again, I don't have a year. I should have gotten a little bit more details.
Isn't it Mary Curie or her daughter?
No.
Really?
Neither.
I don't know then. Who?
Dorothy Hodgkins.
Oh.
Hodgkin.
Hodgkin's lymphoma. Or non-Hodgkin's.
I'm not sure if it's the same person. But strike!
Boo.
We're stumping each other, that's for sure. Somebody out there knows these answers, though. It's neither of us. Listeners, folks, is it you?
All right. I don't know. This famous American authoress only has 2 major works that are well known. And one she did at the end of her life. So for a long time, she had only had one real work. She was like a one-hit wonder until right before she died, she published another one. If I told you her name, do you think you could get either of her 2 books? It's really just one big one that she's very well known for.
Possibly.
All right, Harper Lee.
Oh, gosh.
Most people had to read this in school. They made a famous movie portrayal version. I want to say...
shoot.
Well, I don't remember who's in it, but...
Goodness. No. Okay. Jane Austen did Pride and Prejudice, yeah?
Correct, and that
Okay,
was
so-
much later back in history.
I feel like I
This
know.
takes place in the American South.
Goodness.
One of the key, most defining characters is a boy who's maybe not right in the head, named Boo Radley. And the main character who narrates most of the thing is a girl who goes by the name of Scout.
Oh. I don't know. I'm definitely probably going to recognize the name of the book, but that sounds any bells in my head.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, yeah.
And then, could you guess the later title, the later book? She does a follow-up where Scout's much older and she comes back home after the events of the first book, and she's like in college or whatever. She's just come home from break on college or something. It's really interesting. I mean, I could talk all day about it, but could you happen to get that title?
Save a Mockingbird. I don't know.
No. Go Set a Watchman.
Oh, I've heard of that too.
Yeah, it was big news when she came out because she hadn't published anything all her life. Basically, she had one book. There's a lot of conjecture that she didn't even write it herself. But then she writes this other book before she dies. It was kind of strange, interesting.
And had you given me the books first, I still don't think I would have come up with her
Harper
name.
Lee.
Yeah.
I think the book's title is more famous than
Right.
her name necessarily.
Yep.
Hoping you might come up with that.
Mm-mm.
It's not like the name was in the title or anything, but I
Yeah.
tried to help you out.
All right, you're up next for me to ask you. That's confusing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I gotta ask
Bring
you
it
a
on.
question. Oh, here's a flashback to last year, if folks remember. What is Sally Ride known for?
Sally Ryan.
Ride. What is she known for?
Ride, Sally, ride. from that song.
No.
That's not her?
Different Sally.
Oh. She
Not to also
invented...
be confused with Sneaking Sally through the alley. Different Sally.
Oh, yeah. I think a man would have invented that.
Yeah.
Sally Ride.
Sally Ride.
She invented the Pop-Tart, the pastry.
No, she took a
toaster
ride.
Pastry. Huh?
I said she took a ride.
She took a ride.
She did take a ride.
She had a ticket to ride.
Are you ready?
Yep.
She's the first American woman in space.
Oh, I knew that. It was right on the tip of my tongue.
Yep. Took a ride on the Challenger before it blew
Sally
up.
Ride. Oh, what a shame.
No, before it blew up.
Oh. Yeah, but still, it's a shame. That,
Yeah. For the other people, yes.
Yeah, that famous West Virginian was on there.
No, that's a myth. Misconception.
What do you mean?
That teacher that you think...
Always talk about?
Yeah, she was a backup for the lady that was the teacher.
Really? Why did they have a marker for her there in Charleston then?
I don't know.
We'll have to go look at that someday. It's a nice marker.
Yeah. But the teacher that was on board, she was from New Jersey.
What's her name? Do you happen to recall?
No.
I can't think right now off the top of my head either. McCaughlin?
McAuliffe?
McAuliffe. Yeah. That sounds right.
Catherine or something like that. Yeah.
She's a pretty lady. All right, let's see if you can get the next one here. Born in Chicago in 1885, she was a wacky pioneer of American crime fiction in the 20s and 30s. She's a former court stenographer who wrote up detective novels mostly, and her notable works include The Shadow of Dearborn, No Key to Midnight, and Blood on the Ledger. I told him you'd start throwing them back at me.
Elizabeth Williams.
Pretty close. Is that your final answer?
I'm
going to have a sip of my Rise and Grind. Is that what it was?
Yeah, your suffrage blend.
Yes, the suffrage blend. Very tasty. Here.
Is it...
I'm having mine iced today.
Susan Wojcicki.
No. That's that chick from Google or something. YouTube. Who is it?
I think she's YouTube.
Yeah, I think she's YouTube.
If she's even still there.
Well, this is the famous American authoress Clara Annette Voss.
Clara Annette Voss.
Yeah, everybody knows Voss. I'm surprised you didn't read it in school. The Shadow of Dearborn.
Clara Annette. What a name. Ugh, you got me again. Shoot. How big of a donation do I gotta make?
$1 for everyone you get wrong.
Oh man, I'm not doing so good. All right. I got another one for you.
All right. Let's see if I can get one right.
I think you might guess this lady's name, so let me tell you what she did here. Hold on. This botanist pioneered the wacky field of xenobotany.
Xenobotany.
By identifying... that last Xeno, X-E-N-O, botany.
Yeah, xenobotany, but that wouldn't be like foreign, like alien.
Right, by identifying Bennett's lattice, a crystalline plant structure found on a alien planet, and her research redefined how scientists study extraterrestrial ecosystems.
Well, I hear that that's really been blowing things out of the water now. I mean, they're thinking that there could be elements of life all over the cosmos now, but
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of what her name is. Right? Is it Jones? Something Jones?
Nope. There was a clue in the thing.
Oh yeah, what part?
Bennett's lattice.
Oh, it's Nicole Bennett.
Nope. It's not Nicole.
Courtney.
Not Courtney.
Patricia.
You give up?
I do.
It was Lydia Bennett. Yes, Lydia
Of
Bennett.
course. Lovely Lydia. Wow, that's really thought-provoking there.
All right.
I think I'll have some of this iced suffragette blend.
I know. I keep sucking mine down. It's perking me up. Earlier, I was feeling like I was going to snooze.
How many
right
times
off.
do we have to mention it?
At least 3.
I don't have the email up. Well, it's pretty good coffee, folks. So you
Sure
check it out.
is.
Check out the Rise and
Rise and Grind Suffrage Blend.
Yep.
Made by women coffee farmers.
Grown by them.
Yeah, grown
How do they
by.
make it?
Yeah,
God makes
yeah.
the coffee.
Well, sure. I mean, they roast it. Women roast
yeah.
it. Not part of the making. All right. Your turn to ask me.
All right. How about where'd it go? I just had it here. Okay. This I'm gonna give you some stuff about her,
Okay.
and you come up with the name, and I think you'll get a point here.
Okay.
I'm rooting for you.
All
on
right.
this one.
Somebody needs to get a point.
Yeah. We're going to have points on the board. This is like the most boring game ever. So, but we hope you folks are enjoying this
Right,
out
yeah.
there and enjoying this. Did we do the coffee enough? The Rise and Grind
Suffrage Blend.
Suffrage Blend. Yes. Very good. This female authoress, dubbed the Queen of Mystery, crafted ingenious detective stories.
I think I know.
Creating iconic characters, and remains one of the best-selling authors of all time. I'll give you a point for her name and some of her most notable works. If you can come up with her name and some of her works, point. But don't just list a ton of them.
Who is Agatha Christie?
That's correct. She lived from
And-
1890 to 1976.
I think her most famous one is the ABC murders. I think there's one like, shoot, I don't know the whole name. Is it the Orient Express? or
Yes,
something?
Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's all I got.
How about some of her most iconic characters?
Well, what was the guy's name from ABC Murders?
Yeah, he has his own television show.
He's like Belgian, I believe. Shoot. Dashiell Hammett's another guy's character. Oh, it's like on the tip of my tongue. It's what the heck is it? It's got a P, maybe.
Yep. It's got a P.
Perot.
Poirot, yeah.
Poirot. Yeah, I can't remember his first name.
It's like Hercule.
Yeah, Hercule Poirot.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Well, all right, finally.
Yeah, that got you 4 points.
All right. Cool. Well then. Let's move on to the next one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This one's tough. Her thing's got her name in it.
Her thing?
Yeah, what she's known for.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I suppose I'll help. Okay, I'll give you her name. I'll go ahead and give her her name. See if you might be able to tell me what she's known for, since it's got her name in it.
All right.
I'm just looking at how her last name's spelled, so I can do
She
my
was
best to
in.
pronounce
Oh,
it.
she was in Forrest Gump as Forrest Gump's mom.
Okay, Emmy Noether. It's Noether. Emmy Noether.
Oh yeah, she's the one who created the polio vaccine, right?
No.
Everybody called her a sulk. She didn't get any money.
No.
I don't know no weather.
Alright.
I don't pay attention to the weather.
There is no weather.
I never even met her.
Alright, she, Emmy Noether was a mathematician whose work in abstract algebra and theoretical physics, Noether's theorem, underpins much of modern physics.
Oh, no weather. This theorem, is that the one where the cat's in the box and it's like
Is it
took a
dead or not?
cyanide pill?
Yeah. Yep, that's her. No, that's
Alrighty
Showdown.
then. Tell me some of the works of Jane Austen.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, bingo.
Something else.
Yeah. Yep, but there's no point for that unless you come up with at least some of the something.
Is there another book that's kind of similarly titled?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I feel like I probably have heard it. I don't know. Pride and Prejudice and
Sense
Sense and Nobility.
and Sensibility.
Sensibility, okay.
Sense and Sensibility. She also wrote one called Emma, which was made into a movie, and I can't think of who was in it right now. Beautiful young actress. I don't have it. I don't have her name right now. But Emma and Persuasion.
Oh, okay. Persuasion.
Well, I got your point.
Yeah.
So you're 5-0.
All right. Do you think you can tell me what Katherine Johnson is known for? I believe she has relatively recently passed away, if I'm not mistaken.
I heard she was pretty good in the sack.
Oh, goodness.
That Katherine Johnson or a different one?
A different one.
Oh.
I'm sure there's tons of Katherine Johnsons. Very plain name.
The one I know works for Quarters. Just kidding. I don't know what she would have contributed to science. I can't think.
She was good in the space sack.
Is that right? You got a lot of space questions on here.
She was a mathematician whose calculations were vital to
Landing on the moon.
NASA's early space missions, including the Apollo program.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What's her name again? Katherine Johnson?
Yep, Katherine
Is
Johnson.
she an African-American lady?
I do not recall.
I wonder if she's one of those hidden figures, like from that movie.
Oh, yes. I don't know.
Definitely not the Katherine Johnson I was thinking of.
Nope. I had a teacher at the blind school who's Kathy Johnson. Make good friendship bread.
She have a son about your age?
I have no idea.
Anyway, how about there's an author who I often, in my mind, always confuse with Jane Austen. Do you think you could come up with her name or any of her works?
Somebody that might be confused with Jane Austen.
Or I could give you some of her books, which would explain my confusion, and maybe you could get the name that way. It's up to you.
Does she do poetry also? Or
Maybe.
just,
Maybe, but
maybe.
that's not really what she's known for.
Right, okay. Yeah, try to give me some of the books here.
Well, she wrote, probably her most famous one is Jane Eyre, which I always confuse with Jane Austen. Because I think, well, one's a book and one's an authoress, and which one's which? Jane Eyre, Jane Austen. I always get confused by that. And then I want to contribute Jane Eyre to Jane Austen, but then that's not right. It's this other lady who wrote it. So I get all confused, but she also wrote the books Shirley and Villette, or Villetti. I don't know how you say that. She had some sisters.
Some sisters? Doing a lot of people.
Yeah, well, they're not all famous writers. These sisters were.
Famous sister writers. I don't know. Elizabeth Homestead.
Nope. Charlotte Brontë. The Brontë sisters.
Oh, never heard of them. All right. Ooh, here we
these
go.
These questions are backwards. You should have the science questions, and I should have the literature questions.
Right? I guess so, yeah. That probably would make some sense.
If we'd gotten more points on the board, I still have a goose egg. I'd rather have a goose egg.
Can you guess who was a computer scientist and U.S. Navy Rear Admiral who pioneered computer programming languages, including COBOL.
COBOL.
Some kind of computer program language that this lady pioneered. She was also a U.S. Navy Rear Admiral.
Is her name Cabal?
No.
That's probably just some acronym or something.
Probably is because it's all capital letters.
I think that would have to be, let me think about it. Navy Rear Admiral, pioneering computer code. I'm going to go with Steve Jobs.
Grace Hopper.
Grace Hopper. Now that's a name you hear every day.
Yep. I heard it a bunch of times today.
I bet you did.
Sure did. Sure did.
I did too. They were just having the most wonderful discussion about her on NPR.
That's right. That's right.
Which I definitely listened to.
She was certainly considerate about all the things.
Well, you know.
All right. Serve it to me while I take a sip of
this one's just going to be hard
coffee
and fast.
here.
Who wrote...
Susie B. Anthony even endorses this coffee, guys.
How'd she tell you that? Did she do her little touch tappy talk with her hands? Or was that Helen Keller? I'm thinking of Helen Keller.
What?
My bad, guys. My bad. The suffragette coffee. What is it?
Suffragette blend.
The suffrage blend.
So yeah.
Yeah. Which is excellent, by the way.
Yes.
Truly.
Hit me.
All right, one of my favorites. She was famous mostly as a poet, but she also dabbled in some other things. She was an American. She had mental illness.
Oh.
She started her own branch of poetry called, like, expressionism or something like that.
I think I know.
I'll give you points for her name and any of her works that you can come up with.
Is it Sylvia Plath?
Plath, yeah. Sylvia Plath. like Bath, but
Yeah,
with a
Plath.
Plath. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sylvia Plath, what'd she write?
I don't know.
Come on. Yeah, you
Uh,
do. It's one of my favorites.
Does it start with an I?
No.
I don't know. Mercy Me.
No. The Bell Jar.
Oh.
She wrote The Bell Jar. She wrote Ariel. It was a collection of poems. That's probably her most famous. And she had a collection called The Colossus and other poems. Very, very famous lady. She ended up killing herself
Yeah.
with her kids in the next room.
Yeah, that's what I know about her.
Yeah, she stuffed her head in the oven.
Oh. All right, looks like somebody might be making a donation to Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and his name's not Reid.
Yeah, Greg. It's a big check you're going to have to write there, buddy. He hasn't said a word. He hasn't tried to answer any of these.
All right, here we go. Who developed the wacky theory of the stone core theory?
Stone core?
Yeah, the
theory?
stone core theory. That Earth's mantle contains hidden reservoirs of liquid diamonds.
I know this one.
Her findings have reshaped geological studies and sparked a new era of resource exploration.
Julie Verne.
No.
It's got to be. Journey to the Center of the Earth? Around the world in 80 days?
Julie Verne? No. Interestingly enough, you might think that the stone core theory was called such because of the diamonds, but it's part of this lady's name.
I don't know.
Rebecca Stone.
Rebecca Stone.
Yes, sir.
This all seems a little on the nose. You think the stones make the girl or the girl makes the stones?
She's got stones to compete in a masculine, heavy field of study.
All right. What did Pearl S. Buck write?
Pearl F.
S.
Buck.
Pearl S. Buck. Tell me you've heard that name. You've got to heard that name.
It sounds kind
She
of
lived
familiar.
1892 to 1973.
Oh. Pearl S. Buck. How to be a lady in the 20th century.
She wrote The Good Earth. That's her most famous.
The Good Earth.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
She was born in West Virginia
Oh.
in 1892.
Oh, goodness.
She was a Nobel Prize winning author who depicted life in China with empathy.
Huh.
She was a missionary. Her novels Onward bridged cultures and earned her global recognition. She also wrote a book called Sons and one called A House Divided. Pearl S. Buck, famous West Virginian.
Darn. All right. Now, I think I'm gonna give you this lady's name.
Okay.
Because she had two professions.
Okay.
One was not science related. So maybe that her name and her other profession might help you out. But it is hold on a second. Hedy Lamarr. She was an actress and she also did something else that was important.
Yeah, I do know something about Hedy Lamarr. What is this? I do know something about this.
I'm trying to think of some clue I might be able to give you that doesn't give it away. Let me see.
I'm trying to think. I do know something about this. I don't know if it's some depiction, some other movie I've seen where Hedy Lamarr is a character. But this is ringing some kind of a bell for sure. What was? I mean, it was a astrophysics or something like that.
No, not quite that big. It's more down to earth.
Yeah.
It paved the way for modern communications.
Yeah, I don't know. Go ahead and tell me.
She. Oh, hold on. I lost my place. Hold on.
I think this is ringing a big bell. I think I saw a blurb on her on Drunk History. I think somebody talked about her on that show they do on Comedy Central. And I've complained about this before. The people get so doped up and whacked out of their minds on the alcohol on that show that half the time they interrupt their stories to, vomit or just laugh hysterically or that kind of thing, have to lie down on the floor for a while. And I've learned a bunch of neat stuff on those Drunk History episodes,
right.
But I hardly ever remember them because of the way it's all broken up with the laughing and the drinking and all
right.
that.
Well, she co-developed frequency hopping. Ooh, excuse me. And radio communication technology, which in part paved the way for Wi-Fi and cellular radio. Things like
very
that.
cool. She was a lady who was really always on the go. She's just a busy person. I think that's awesome that she was able to contribute that way. She should really be a role model for certain young ladies.
Yeah.
As I recall, she was not too ugly looking either. I think she was pretty. She's an actress,
Right. All right. I'm ready.
Oh no, let's see. I'm running out of names. Here's a tough one. I don't think you'll get it. Who wrote Strangers on a Train, The Talented Mr. Ripley, and The Price of Salt?
Strangers on a Train sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm. The Talented Mr. Ripley, they made that into a kid's movie or something.
Gosh.
Her last name is slightly similar to that new DOD guy.
Michelle Hagerman.
Nope. Patricia Highsmith.
Highsmith.
Kind of like Hegseth a little bit.
I suppose. Maybe if you're looking at it. Oh, goodness. I definitely wouldn't have come up with that.
Highsmith.
German. Do you know what Mary Anderson did?
Mary Anderson?
Oh, yeah.
She married an Anderson?
You better thank her for her invention.
Thank you, Mary Anderson.
I really want to give you a point, so I'm going to give you a clue. It's car related. She invented something on your car.
The seatbelt.
Nope.
The windshield wiper.
You got it! It was a windshield wiper. She patented the windshield wiper.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
In 1903.
1903. Well, I'll be. They hadn't thought of it till then. What did they do on the Pullman trains?
You didn't need windshield wipers.
They had them.
I imagine they were different.
Maybe it was automatic. Did she do an automatic windshield wiper?
It does not specify.
I bet it was. I bet it was automatic.
But yeah, while the Wright brothers were making their flyer, she was patenting the windshield wiper for automobiles.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You got one.
I guess. I'll take it.
And yeah, you better thank her because it'd be hard to drive in the rain and the snow and stuff without those windshield wipers on your car. All right, well, not all hope is lost. I think you might get this next one, but it's my turn. Your turn to ask me.
I'm running out of
Well, you had all the same number as I do.
Let's see.
I've just been going straight down through my list. I haven't been
Who
skipping
wrote
around.
the Song of Solomon?
Song of Solomon.
Yeah.
Birds sing songs, and a bird that might sing a song is a mockingbird, and a mockingbird is like a mockingjay, so that lady. Is that 70
That's some
Myers?
excellent logic there.
What is her name?
Who wrote the Hunger Games? I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. I never read them.
That's my answer.
Toni Morrison.
Toni Morrison, that's a man.
No. Toni Morrison's not a man. Oh, gosh. She's a Nobel laureate.
Okay, I think you might get this one. All I gotta do is say famous ape lady.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Don't fail me, Frank.
All right. Goodall.
Yes.
Jane Goodall.
Yes.
I'll take that point. Yeah, I
Yes.
know that one.
I mean, because I give you her name, you would have gotten it, so.
Yeah, the ape lady.
Yeah. There we go.
Sign language or some crap like that, didn't she? Or is that real?
All right, hit me.
She created some kind of signing system with them, didn't she? To communicate?
She did something.
All right, hit you with what?
Your best shot. Come on in, hit me with your best shot.
All right, who wrote that song?
Joan Jett?
I don't think so.
Who was it? I don't know.
Isn't it Pat Benatar?
Oh, probably. She's not one that always comes to mind. All right.
I don't know what I got. Hang on. Let me see here. I got...
Well, I only have 3 left.
Who wrote The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, The Member of the Wedding, Reflections in a Golden Eye?
Ian Fleming?
Golden Eye. Oh, I love it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Iana Fleming?
He only used that name at night.
Maureen Sanders.
Carson McCullers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds like a made-up name.
It sounds like a man's name.
Oh, gosh. All right. Who invented, or designed, rather, the wacky invention of the Hayes Arcosphere, a self-sustaining, dome-shaped city capable of extreme planetary conditions?
Janet Brady.
No. She shares a first name with a first lady of history times who wrote a letter to me earlier in this episode.
Oh. What'd she do that for?
I don't know.
You've been speaking to Abigail Adams?
Abigail Adams? That's too far history time.
She's the one who wrote letters.
She did write letters.
What is this, 1986?
86.
Dwight Eisenhower.
It was Donna Eisenhower. No, it was Eleanor Hayes.
Eleanor Hayes.
Who
Oh.
developed the Hayes Arcosphere.
Were you going to give me a reference to another president?
Eleanor Roosevelt.
No, I know the Eleanor part.
Oh.
I was with you on that.
Oh.
But when it came to the Hayes, were you going to go for another reference?
No, not Mr. Rutherford.
Rutherford B.
Yeah, Rutherford B. He be Hayes.
I like to think it stands for bugle.
I like things just B-E. He be Hayes.
He be. That's who he be. He be who he be.
Well, we thank Rise and Grind once again for sponsoring this episode.
Absolutely.
And their delicious suffrage blend.
You got me through
coffee.
this episode. I'll tell you
Sure
that.
did. It sure did. And, each of us had 18 questions here, but we're going to pare it down. So some of these you'll hear in the regular episode, and others, if you want to hear them, you'll have to become a paid subscriber through our podcast host.
That's right.
Red Circle.
Show me the money.
Show us the support, please.
Yes, and I'd like to say a bit about how just because we didn't know some of these women or their contributions should not impugn their contributions at all whatsoever. And as we were laughing and trying to enjoy this, we are obviously grateful for their contributions,
Right.
For history and the fields they were in and all of that. It's one small step for women, but one giant leap for womankind.
That's right. And, yeah, kind of like as Frank was saying, not to disparage their works when I say it's Ian Fleming who writes books that have the word golden eye in the title. Because it's, it's funny. But all these women have made great contributions to our lives in one way or another. The windshield wiper, books you read in school, all sorts of things. Going to the moon, math problems, historical pieces of poetry.
The way that we're able to communicate right now,
Yeah.
thanks to Hedy. What's her name again?
LaBelle.
Hedy LaBelle. Yeah.
Lamarr, I'm sorry.
Lamarr,
That's Patty
Hedy
LaBelle.
Yeah. Hedy Lamarr.
Yes. Yeah, and it shows, at least I think it shows our appreciation for women's contribution to history just by us doing these episodes.
That's
'cause,
right. We're trying to do our part.
Yeah, we don't have.
And
We could have.
we will be making some kind of a small contribution to breast cancer awareness.
That's right. And if you have enjoyed this, you let us know. And if there are any particular famous women in the world of literature or the sciences that you think we should have mentioned or quiz each other on, let us know and tell us what they did so we can learn.
Yeah, we like to learn. Even when we give up halfway through and get bored with this segment.
All right. And if you have enjoyed this episode, folks, be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast platform. You can find us on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, and many more. You can find us on YouTube, and you can subscribe there.
That's right, and we hope you might tell a friend or two about us and encourage them to become paid subscribers so that they have access to the same bonus and exclusive content that you have access to. And as always, we thank you for listening, especially if you are a woman.